Hey there, good morning. I'm John. Today is Tuesday, June 11th, 2024. This is my daily vlog, my morning stand-up, where I am talking about what I've been doing and what I'm doing next and how it's going, trying to make content creation indefinitely sustainable. And so let's get cooking, talking about yesterday. So I had three main goals yesterday, of which I did two of them. The third one I pushed off to today. I needed to prep for the podcast edit today, which we'll talk about in a moment. There's going to be a lot of talk about it in a moment coming up here. I had to do the audio sweetening and find vintage commercials to plug in, all little things that you do to get ready for the live stream today. And then the big task, well, there was a secondary, which was record the latest celebrating yesteryear, which I've pushed off to today because I was waiting on some verification of some facts. That's done, so I pushed that to today. But then the main thing, the big thing I'm going to work on was that part two of that ColecoVision restoration video. I did, my intent was to finish writing it and then to start production on it. I'm not sure I'm finished. I want to talk about that more in a moment. It might be at the end of this video about kind of the weird path I've taken with that. But definitely got to editing, I did some shooting. I think that's well underway. That's still targeted for probably tomorrow release. So we'll talk about stats briefly. Almost identical to yesterday, and I'm going to do something slightly different today. Not really, I guess. I would like to be on this chart right in the middle, 50 subscribers and 10,000 views average over the last 7 days, almost identical to yesterday. About 9,300 views, just under, and just over 25 subscribers. So a little short of our goals, but we're still making progress. The thing different is I never showed this little bubble unless we've made a new 100 milestone. But I want to show you how close we are this morning. 49,984 at the time of me recording this. I could be more or less by the time I edit it in 20 minutes or so. 16 away from 50,000. I think we'll hit it today. I mean, days have been, last few days have been like, 20, 30 subscribers tops. The average is 25, you saw it. But if we stick to the average, and we're at least at the average, we should hit 50,000 today. Wow. Just want to share that with you. This might be the last time we talk that I'm below 50,000 subscribers. Maybe. So that's something. So let's talk about today then. First and foremost, it's Tuesday, and you know what that means. It's podcast edit day. We'll do that live over on Twitch at twitch.tv/GenXGrownUp. We take that raw audio that the guys and I recorded on Friday and take one of those episodes and carve it down into a real show. Take out all the little ums and ahs and make it coherent. And assemble it with all the music and everything. We do all that. Plus some graphical work I do on that now, time permitting. So it's just a big productivity stream. And if you'd like to join us, again, you can head over to that twitch.tv/GenXGrownUp. And I'll have your attention talking about that every Tuesday. I like to remind you that if you have Amazon Prime and have not already utilized it, every month you have a free $5 subscription token. Now I say $5, they're changing their pricing structure. It's about $5. I'm not going to try to guess what the new math is on it. But anyway, it is an amount of support you can give for free. If you don't give it to anyone, it just evaporates. So if you would, please stop by and give it to me, to us at GenXGrownUp. Just head over to twitch.tv/GenXGrownUp, the same place you're watching the stream. Click on that little subscribe button, and then you go to a second tab there, and you can use this tick box that says use my Prime sub, makes it free. Click on that $0.00 button, and you've done it. You did something that supports what I'm doing. Didn't cost you anything other than a couple minutes of time. But if you've done it before, you've got to redo it every single month. You can't just keep it on there. That's how they get you. That's how they want to keep you from doing it. We'd like to keep you doing it, so keep reminding you. We had a lot of that last week, and I'm hoping, again, some renewals this week, so I hope to see you over there. Let's see, pod edit, of course. Okay, and then I will continue to work. I'll try to get that celebrating yesteryear cut. And then I will continue to work on this ColecoVision video. And I said I want to save that to talk about just here at the end a little bit, because it is kind of intriguing to me how it's played out. So, and I've never done anything quite like this, and I got into a bit of producer's block. And I want to share with you how I cleared it, because anyone who's watching this who enjoys editing or trying to create, or foolhardily like me doing what I'm doing, trying to do this full time, you'll run into this. I do all the time, and this was an extreme case of it, where I have all this footage that I shot, it's kind of backwards, because normally I plan out the full video and then I shoot all the footage and then I stitch it together, right? Well, this is footage I shot months ago, planning for a larger video that I'd had sketched out but not really planned. So I have all this great footage of me doing the work, but I need to go and make sure that I tell a cohesive story with it, right? It's not like, well, here, I just dumped an hour and a half of video on you, enjoy. Right? You need to have this cohesive narrative. Now I'm doing this, here's why I chose this, you know. But I have it in, again, hour and a half of footage, or 2 hours of footage I have to go through. And I was kind of crippled by, okay, write this and I'll show this footage and then I'll transition to this and then what do I do next? And finally, the way I got over it, I was about 2/3 done and I'm like, well, now what do I do? It always becomes more clear later. Like if you're in the edit, you're in the edit and you're like, well, next I need a shot that does this. I don't have that shot. Go get a pickup, right? But you don't know that sometimes until you're in the edit. So what I did was I'm like, you know what? Let's pretend this is the end. This 2/3 of the way through that I've planned out. And I just came in here, I shot the stand-up, I took it back, and I started editing. So I'm not yet caught up to what I've already shot. But now what's going to happen is not only am I not going to be paralyzed, because I've been talking about working on this for the last week and I should have gotten done by now, but I keep hitting this wall. So now what I have is I'm editing a linear story, and when I get to a point where I need a shot of this, I'll go find it. If I don't have it, now I know what's missing, because I was crippled by like, well, do I have that even? Every time I needed a shot, I'd go start scrubbing footage, and that would take, 30 minutes and was not really effective. Well, now as I'm scrubbing footage, I'm actually dropping it on the timeline because I now have the stand-up, which is the skeleton on which I can start hanging this footage. Now, I'm sure what's going to happen is in the mid-production of this, I'm going to get toward that 2/3, 3/4, and I'm going to go, oh no, I need one more thing to kind of, finish, put a bow on this part of the story, or to kind of wrap up something I talked about before. Well, then I can come shoot that. Like I remembered what shirt I was wearing and what hat I was wearing. I'll just throw those back on and come in here and go, and another thing, blah, blah, blah. And I'll just pick that up. All right, the only difference is, maybe I have more stubble or something. When did I shave last? But, we won't notice that. It might just be VO. You never know. So getting over that producer's block, for me, ended up being jump to the end. Just do the edit until now you're an editor and you have a block, and an editor knows exactly what they need, whereas a producer is still blue skying what they might need. So that was a tactic that I've used to get over this, and it's already coming together. I probably shot the first, or edited the first linear 2.5, 3 minutes of it so far, of what is going to be a 15, 60-minute video, typical. But now I have a clear picture at least of the first half of it, and that's helped me to get over the hump. I should have done that with the first one, because I spent way too much time on the first one, and now I think, this will be, and now that I'm nearly done, there might be one more, I think probably this will be a 2-parter of that footage, and the next part will be an expansion on using old footage. I'm not sure yet how it's all going to shake out, but that's how I solved that problem, and if you ever have that problem, now you have a suggestion for how you might be able to get over it. Yeah. Practical stuff you'll never need from John. All right, live stream coming at the top of the hour, so let me go ahead and get this edited and drop it and get ready to talk to you on Twitch. So I want to thank you, of course, for stopping by to check out today's vlog. If you did, you know that if you're here every day, I love you for that. Thank you so much for being a regular part of my morning and sharing this journey with me. Have a great Tuesday. Remember to do something good for yourself, and I'll talk to you again next day. Bye-bye.